howdy folks. I thought I'd record a little bit of my findings about the PNV-57Es just because there's not a whole lot of information on there out on the internet, and for anyone who has a pair or wants to buy a pair, just some stuff that I've done and found out myself that might be helpful. So first off, I haven't really modified the unit itself. I did mount them onto a bump helmet just off Amazon, like a $50 one, airsoft ear. This isn't a real piece of, this isn't a viable piece of modern equipment if you wanted to use it, let's say, like in a combat situation, right? It's not that, it's a toy. At best, practical use, you could use it for hog hunting or coyote hunting, right? It's extremely heavy because of this. It makes it absolutely horrendous to wear, like, for a long period of time and like ruck with. I tried rucking with this recently and I took it off after a little over a half mile just because it was killing me, mainly because my backpack has a membrane in, right, and it was hitting this, but it was not pleasant. But so mainly I want to talk about lights and nanometer lengths. But so one thing I did was took off that little car connector right there, and I wired it up to a 12-volt battery pack, the on and off switch. Found these on Amazon. It's like 2 for 13 bucks. Put 8 AA's in it and it puts out 12 volts. Set the transformer to 12 volts and it works pretty well. And so yeah, so lights. First light I bought was this. It was a 920 nanometer range and it did not come with batteries, and I didn't want to buy those batteries that it does run off of, which they are rechargeable, but they are also kind of pricey. But this actually works pretty well. It is gives good illumination, and it's adjustable, right? And you can adjust it maybe to about 100 yards, maybe more, maybe less, depending on the ambient light conditions, right? And where you're at. Now this one I bought was about 20 bucks, came with the light, looked a little bit nicer, was advertised for hog and coyote hunting, right? And it maybe can shoot out a little bit farther than this one, but this is in about 800 and something nanometer range, right? And it is not as clear as the 900 nanometer range. Sorry about the dogs, I'm just gonna keep going with it. Basically, this gives out, just for some reason, blurrier, less defined, less crisp picture. Now it does come with lots of cool mounts, and it even comes with a pressure pad, which is nice. So if you want to throw it on a gun, right, just for like some quick target acquisition, or, target acquisition, right, illumination, it worked pretty well for that, and it would illuminate a good distance, and it's a good price point, right? Probably not waterproof, but whatever. But this, even though you're gonna have to spend 20 more bucks on some batteries for it, which the batteries are rechargeable, this light's only $20, and it is working phenomenally well for visual quality. It's just crisper. So I am running both these at the same time, right? And it does get in the way of me running Ear Pro with this, but I haven't really shot with it yet. But I will. I may record it. Definitely record it. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is probably buy a much nicer light in the 900 nanometer range, 920 or above, because this is about 920 nanometers. And it's just for whatever reason, 920 nanometers looks a lot better underneath this, which is weird because they're generally, from my understanding, that range is for like digital cameras and stuff. And from what I've read, phosphorus tubes apparently don't pick up the higher range of nanometer infrared light as well. But for whatever reason, these PNV-57s seem to prefer that, but they don't have intensifiers, so that might be why. I do have a pair of PNV-57Es on the way, shipped today, and I will upload some findings and information about that for those who are interested, and we'll see if that one also prefers the higher nanometer range. But yeah, for anyone who has PNV-57Es and you're not getting good crisp image, because the image really isn't that bad, you just don't have a lot of peripheral view, right? But as far as like what you see, it's pretty clear. With the right infrared illuminator. With the wrong one, it's a lot blurrier. But yeah, there you go. And that's that. Looks pretty cool now, but it is super heavy and ghetto looking. But yeah.